Yeah. Yahoo! Mamma mia!
Hello everyone, I am Yoshi and I'm here today with the results video for Task 5 of TeamTasks Season 1. There are 26 submissions distributed on 5 quadruple teams and 2 triple teams. The task was located in Mount Volbano, also known as Luncheon Kingdom, and there were some routing overlaps but also one completely unique route. So let's just have a look at some objectives. The most time-affording objective was Start a Timer Challenge, which is why a few teams put it at the end of their route. An objective which I rather shouldn't have included was the Walk on Cheese or Salt objective, as its boundaries are pretty annoying, especially since I added the footprint rule, which we'll talk about more in depth a bit later on. I really wanted the Get Shot by a Cannon objective to be a useful and viable routing idea. However, a cannon shot can take between 3 and 8 seconds, which is why I added the rule that the timer stops during the entire time you're airborne. However, only as long, and this is very important, only as long as you do not uncapture mid-air. And this essentially opened up a free teleportation possibility, which 5 of the 7 teams also made use of. The only team who actually had to check whether to use the time stop or not was Team Donkey Kong. They decided to use it, and as you can see in this little comparison, that was the right decision. So now let's have a look at some routes. A very useful location, quite obviously, was the entire area between the Meat Plateau and the Pan Bros, although it wasn't actually necessary to go there. You can see this perfectly by looking at Team Donkey Kong, who used the Odyssey area instead and still managed to get 3rd place. Another often implemented location was the Soup Bowl, which I was hoping to get used, and which, as far as I know, was never used in any previous tasks, so this is pretty cool, huh? In general, I'd say that the routes of this task fitted my expectations of routes best so far. A fun flashback to Task 4 is that there were several teams using the exact same first clip, and that there was one completely unique route which ended up getting 3rd place. Now, as you probably have noticed, 3 teams got a penalty of a seemingly random time. Let me quickly explain them. Team Toad got a general 0.5 penalty for not creating a footprint on the salt pile right here. Yes, based on the rule I mentioned earlier, you had to leave a footprint if you used salt instead of cheese, even if you clearly walked on salt. I was hoping this would create clearer boundaries, but it sadly didn't, since footprints are somewhat random and barely visible sometimes, as also seen in this clip right here. But note that this penalty only changes overall standings by 1 point, so it's really not that big of a deal. Team Luigi also got a penalty, 0.27 seconds for the time they gained by not hitting the soup ingredient, and another 0.5 for the general penalty. Team Peach got the largest penalty of 1.733 seconds plus the general 0.5, because they didn't actually get shot by a cannon and instead just exited it. And here's some further information on how I determined the 1.733. We also had yet another faraway checkpoint hit, yet again using a fire bro, and yet again performed by Xifler. Taking a look at some stats, we can see that Leo is the new most varied venture, jumping from 20 points in task 4 all the way up to 100 points in task 5. There's also a new highest standard deviation, as first place is almost a full 20 seconds ahead of 7th place, and for the first time ever, all 4 clips average more than 10 seconds. The team's leaderboard stayed roughly the same. Toadette, Mario, Daisy and Peach will fight for first place, meanwhile Toad and Donkey Kong can't even get 5th anymore. Rip them. So now here comes the most exciting part of this video. Who of all the contestants still has a chance in winning this season? Drumroll please. It's Swimmen, Xifler and Carbon. One of these 3 people will be the winner of TeamTasks Season 1. Joining in the fight for second place we have Phoenix, Pseudonym and Private Cat, and the remaining 3 people to have a chance of getting onto the podium are Blip, Cypher and G4. Swimmen is actually so far ahead of 4th and lower that he has a guaranteed spot on the podium. Xifler and Carbon, on the other hand, are guaranteed to be in the top 8. On the current leaderboard we can see Xia, who hopped from 22nd in task 3 all the way up to top 10, and we can see a pretty close race between 4th to 6th and an even closer one between 12th to 16th. And finally, here are all the possible placements for every single contestant. So yeah, this pretty much wraps it up for this video. As you all know, the next results video will be the final one, and since I'd like the finale to be extraordinary epic, I kind of need some more information. And that's why I created this form. I'd highly appreciate it if you took your time and filled it out. It should only take about 10 minutes. The link is in the description and also in the pins of the TeamTasks channel. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you all so much again for competing in these tasks, and see you in a few weeks for the finale of TeamTasks Season 1.